Hey friends, welcome to your movement wellness practice. This is going to be 15 to 20 minutes, combination of some yoga postures, some mobility, little sequences, some breath work, some flow, some feel-good stuff. This is great for pre-workout. This is great for in the morning. This is great for just your daily dose of movement. If you're not much of an exerciser, if you do this every day and walking, I think you'll feel really good. So I am 4.5, almost 5 weeks postpartum. If I take something with a prop or a little bit more easy and you would like to explore differently or deeper or whatever, please take that option. And we're gonna get started in, let's do a kneeling posture. So tuck your toes under you if you can tolerate that. Sit your hips back onto your heels. Place your hands somewhere along your body and then close your eyes. And feel the breath move in and out through your nose. Soften your shoulders down. And then start to pay attention to the path that your inhales take to the back of the throat, into the space of the chest, the rib cage, and then down into your belly and even expanding out through the back body. And then exhale, we just slowly release that. Inhale to fill up. And exhale, let it go. 3 more breaths to land here, so do what you need to do. Last inhale, fullest breath yet. This time exhale, open your mouth, let it go. Blink your eyes open. On an in breath, sweep your arms high, extend your hips forward. Engage into the glutes. Exhale, hands to your heart center, sit hips back onto heels, and then plant your hands down into tabletop. Breathe in for a cat pose, drop your belly, lift your tail, lift your gaze. Create a smile with your spine. Exhale, find a rounding. I said cow, I meant cow. This is our cat. Now we round the spine and then glide our hips back towards our heels. Good. Our inhale is any form of camel pose that you want. So if you want to extend the hips forward, if you want to just drop your fingertips back and stretch open across the front of the heart, this is the option I'm going to take. Exhale, come through center. We'll do that sequence again. Inhale, extend, drive your hips forward, arms reach high. Exhale, hands through heart center, lower down eventually to tabletop. Breathe in, cow pose. Breathe in, cat pose. Round the spine, sit your hips back to your heels. And then your version of camel, be gentle as we start out. Fingertips behind you, broaden across the collarbones. Maybe drop your gaze back, and then exhale through center. One more round here, move with your breath. Inhale, extend, hips high. Arms high, exhale, sit it back, tabletop, hands plant. Breathe into your cow pose. Breathe out, round into cat. Hips back to heels. Squeaky floor. Inhale, camel. Camel variation, nice and gentle. And come back through center. Walk your hands forward. We'll find a tabletop again. Take a moment just to shift hips side to side. Take a wiggle out through your spine. Maybe a couple circles to warm up the wrists. Then you can switch direction of the circles. Good. Ground your weight down into your left hand and left knee. And then we're going to extend our right leg back. So 3-legged tabletop. If this feels nice and steady and secure, we're engaging our core so we're not dropping or dipping one way. Come up onto your right fingertips. And then from here, we're going to do some left hip work. So we're going to let our right hip drop down towards the mat. So our pelvis is kind of closing. And then engage the muscles on the left outer glute to lift that right hip, open it up, the pelvis to the right side. And then we're dropping right hip bone down towards left inner thigh. And then use those hip muscles on the left side to engage and open your pelvis to the right. We'll do 3 more. Drop right hip down. Open pelvis to the right. Left glute is on fire here. 2 more. And last one. Good, now tuck your right knee behind your left, bend both legs. We're gonna take a Gomukhasana, child's pose shape. If you wanna separate your feet out to the side, you can, and we're just gonna rock back. So stretching those hip muscles that we just engaged, and then rock back towards a child's pose with those Gomukhasana legs, and then ease out of the stretch. 3 more. And as always, if you wanna link it with your breath, I like to do a nice inhale as I shift back. And last one, stretch into those hips. As we come back into our tabletop, stacked shoulders over wrists, we're gonna circle our right knee out to the side, straighten our right leg, and plant our right foot off the mat. So nice long right leg. And from here, we can rock back again. So this should feel really good for the right inner thigh. Or you can stay stationary, whatever feels good for you. Last one. Come back through center. Keep your right leg where it is. And now we're gonna pivot on our right heel. So our right big toe touches the ground and then swivels up towards the sky. And then touches the ground, swivels up towards the sky. This is a lot of internal and external rotation of your right hip. And we're using our muscles to get there actively. Get to 5. And when you're done, you can plant your right knee underneath you. We're gonna switch it out. So right hand is planted, right knee is planted. We extend our left leg long behind us. Good, from here, come up onto left fingertips, and then drop left hip down towards your right inner thigh. And then engage your right glutes, open your pelvis up to the left. And then drop left hip down, close it off, inner thighs touch. And then right glute engages, pelvis opens to the left. 3 more. So a little bit more emphasis on the hips today, it feels like. Last one, finish up. And as you do, tuck your left knee behind your right, both knees are bent, and then you can open your feet out to the side a little bit. We're taking that Gomukhasana, rocking back to a child's pose variation. Five reps or fewer, whatever, on your own timing, or more. Might feel a nice stretch along the outer shoulders as you rock back. Good. Last one, and then we're gonna untuck our left knee, straighten it out all the way to the left side for a little side straddle sit. And then we rock back to stretch that left inner thigh. You can lower down onto your elbows if you have the space. Good. Finish up, stack shoulders over hips, and then we're gonna pivot on our left heel. So find that internal, external rotation by putting your left big toe down and up. Just 5 rotations here. As you finish up, come back through center. Walk your hands forward, all the way to the top of your mat. Stack your hips over your knees and then sink your heart low for a puppy pose. If you want, you can take a little sway side to side, dipping one shoulder / armpit down to stretch into your lat. Good. Now on our in-breath, we sink a little lower into our heart opener. On our out-breath, engage your pelvic floor, your core. We're gonna shift forward to a modified plank. Inhale, puppy pose, Anahatasana. Exhale, core is steady, shift forward, modified plank. You could walk your hands in a little bit if you need. Inhale, puppy. Exhale. Full body is steady as we lean our shoulders over our wrists. 2 more. Last one. Good. Come back to a tabletop. 5 breaths to do whatever feels good. So if you want to take a little twist, you could thread the needle. If you want to take a little side body opener, your option here. 5 or 10 breaths, just a little moment to explore, see what hasn't been addressed yet. We're not quite done, but sometimes it's good to just do a little check-in. 3 more cycles. All right, meet me in a tabletop. Tuck your toes underneath you. Take a big breath in to lengthen through your spine. Back of the neck is long. Exhale, tuck those toes, engage pelvic floor and core. Lift up to a hovering bear. Good, now walk your hands to the back of the mat. We're gonna turn our toes out, drop our hips between our legs for Malasana. Yogi squat at the back of the mat. If it's early, if you know hip mobility is not your strength, you could not flatten your heels all the way. You could prop them up onto a block or onto a rolled up pillow. You could sit your hips onto a bolster. Breathe in here, lift your chest. Breathe out, come to stand. Inhale, arms sweep high. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Knees bend as much as you want. Inhale, halfway lift. Crown of the head stretches forward. Good, exhale, Malasana again. Toes out, drop your hips. Walk your hands forward. Find that hovering bear. So our knees are just an inch or 2 off the ground. Breathe in. Good. Exhale, Malasana. Walk your hands back again. Breathe in here. Chest lifts. Exhale, stand. Inhale, arms sweep high. Exhale, sit. Actually, Uttanasana, forward fold. Breathe in, halfway lift. Now we breathe out into our squat. Inhale here. Exhale, walk your hands forward. And you can kind of parallel your toes forward as well. Parallel them. Inhale, hovering bear. Exhale, Malasana. Walk your hands back. Breathe in. Breathe out to stand. Inhale, arms high. Getting nice and warmed up. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Halfway lift. Exhale, squat. Inhale, chest lifts. Exhale, hands walk forward to hovering bear. Inhale, spine is long. Exhale, hands back to your squat. Breathe in, you can push your elbows into your knees and vice versa. Exhale, stand. Steady weight through both legs here. Inhale, arms high. Exhale, Uttanasana, fold. Breathe in, half lift. Breathe out, find your squat. We have one more round. Inhale, hovering bear. Exhale, squat. Walk it back. Breathe in here. Exhale to stand. Inhale, arms high. Exhale, forward fold. Dive your upper body over top of your lower. Inhale to straighten your spine. Exhale, squat. Inhale, walk it. Actually, hold your squat if you want. And then exhale, walk it forward. Good. If you want, you can stop there. If you're with me, we're gonna go through each and every one of those motions in a flow one time. So come to your kneeling pose first. Toes are tucked. And then inhale, drive your hips forward, arms up. Exhale, hands through heart center. Eventually come to tabletop. Breathe in to cow. Breathe out, cat. Round it back. Good. Your version of camel, open across the front of the chest. Exhale, come through center. We meet in a tabletop pose. Weight is through the left arm and leg. Inhale, stretch your right leg back and come up onto your right fingertips. Good. Now we drop our right knee down, or right hip down, and then we open our pelvis to the right side. Good. Tuck your right leg behind your left. Sit back into your Gomukhasana, child's pose. Shift forward. We're just doing one round of everything. Straighten your right leg all the way out to the right side. And then again, shift hips back. Find that inner thigh stretch. Come back forward, stacking shoulders over hips. Take one hip rotation. Right toes point to the sky. And then back down, come through center. Shift your weight into the right side. Left leg extends. Come up onto your left fingertips. And then dip your left hip crease low towards right inner thigh, and then open it out to the left side. Tuck your left knee behind your right, sit back, child's pose. Good, come back forward, stretch your left leg all the way out to the left side, and then lean back, stretch into your left inner thigh. Come forward, rock those left toes up towards the sky, and then back towards the ground. And then we meet in tabletop. Walk your hands forward a step, sink your heart low, find a puppy pose on your in-breath. And then roll forward to your modified plank on your out-breath. Good, hands back underneath you, tuck your toes. Inhale, hovering, bear. Lift your knees off the mat. Exhale, toes out, heels in, walk your hands back, Malasana. Breathe in here, hands can come to heart center. Exhale to stand. Inhale, arms high. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Breathe in, half lift. Breathe out, squat down. One more inhale at the back of the mat. And then one more exhale. Full body engagement, last little bit. Hovering bear, and then drop. And have a seat. Or you could work through that flow again now that you know all the motions. I certainly feel very warmed up in my body, kind of a little bit everywhere, but especially in the hips. That was more of a hip-centered class. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you next time.